everybody. We're just sitting down to lunch. Can you guys say hi? You say hello? There's your apple. You say hi? Hi. While they eat their lunch, I'm going to hop down. I actually already had kind of like a pre-lunch. I can't always wait until noon to eat because I get hungry because I get up so early. So I had a veggie burger and some peppers earlier. So I'm going to walk down to my coop and see how my chickens are doing. And then I wanted to chat with you guys for a little bit. How are you guys? What are you having for lunch? I can't see who's watching because I can't see the screen. But hopefully it's not as windy as last time I tried to do this, so that you can see my cute chickens and I can talk to you guys. So what are you guys having for lunch? Tell me. And if you haven't eaten yet, tell me what you plan to eat. I'm always looking for good ideas. Lunch is my hardest meal. I have a hard time making time for lunch. So the easier the better. Hey ladies. They think I have food for them. Oh, you see that? Oh my goodness, they're so cute. All right. Hey everybody. Hey Casey. Hey Rebecca. Hey Jessica. Hey Della. Oh, give my boy a hug. Are you there? Are you out today? Oh my goodness. I can't wait for ties and tutus. We're doing that next week with my first grader. And I think it's going to be really cute. I hope he's allowed to dance with me because I would really like to dance with him. Hey Jennifer. Anyways, I've had a couple of things on my mind. And I wanted to kind of step outside and enjoy. I want you to see my cute chickens. They're back there eating. Hey Jamie. I wanted to talk about a couple of things that have been on my mind because I've had a lot of people ask me, or I hear this a lot, how do you do it all? Or I wish I had it together like you do. And I don't know where people get the idea that, oh thank you, I did do my makeup. Yes. And I did my hair. Although guys, talk about I'm busy is the new I'm fine. I asked a week ago about some ideas for my haircut, and I have yet to even make the appointment. So, you know, I guess it's not really that high on my priority list, but I really do need to do it. Anyway, sometimes people tell me, like, you have it so together, or you're so calm, or how do you do it all? And I don't know how to take that. I don't know if it's a compliment. Maybe they're trying to compliment me, but it makes me uncomfortable. I don't know, does anybody else feel that way about any compliments they ever get? Or statements like that? Like, I just, I have a hard time with that one, because I try to be pretty real and honest. Hey, Jessie. And I definitely don't have it all together. And most of the time I'm flying by the seat of my pants. And, you know, I have bad days, you know. I yell at my kids sometimes. I snap at my husband for no reason. What else? You know, I forget things. I forget my wallet at home and the store is 20 minutes away. I mean, you know, crazy things happen to me and I don't know what the heck I'm doing half the time. But I was kind of really thinking about this because I don't ever want to, you know, be intimidating or unrelatable, because I really am very normal and my life is kind of boring by most standards. Hey there, Ashley. I mean, I live in a subdivision and I have kids and I'm a soccer mom and I go to church and I teach a Sunday school class. Like, it's not like this thrilling, adventurous life really, but it really is my dream life. You know, I'm married to a man who loves me, and that's awesome because I've had the opposite, and that wasn't awesome. So I really do appreciate my husband, and that makes a big difference. But I don't know, guys, tell me, I mean, what do you struggle with? What is the hardest thing for you to get done in the day? Because for me, like, I used to struggle a lot. It really only changed about 6 months ago. Hey, Kristen. It really only changed about 6 months ago, and I think it's because my head got in the game, if that makes any sense. Where I kind of shifted gears from really flying by the seat of my pants to kind of trying to be more intentional with my life. So what about you guys? Like, what do you struggle with? Let's talk about it. What's the hardest thing for you to get done in a day as a mom? You struggle getting your water in. Yeah, me too, because it's time consuming, right? Because then you have to go to the bathroom like all stinking day. But yes, I've heard tons of different ways to get your water in. The biggest thing that's worked for me is that I just keep it around, take it with me, and I drink a bunch of it right before I eat. That's the only way I can remember. Taking care of me. Jamie, I'm so glad you brought this up, because that was my biggest struggle. Taking care of me. And the problem with that is, especially as you get older and you have children, you like realize that you thought you were busy as a single person or as a student in college or as a newly married person, and you really have no idea until you have kids, like what busy really means, because all of a sudden you're responsible for more than just yourself and one other person. You're responsible for someone who, like, for the next, I don't know, umpteen years, can't do a lot of things by themselves. So it is very exhausting, very, very exhausting. And getting me time in can feel like a joke. And for many years, I didn't do that. I would get up when my kids got up, be cranky that they woke me up. I would stumble through breakfast, hide in the bathroom. I never worked out. Never. There was one stint during one year before I got pregnant with Weston where I really wanted to run a race, and so I did make a commitment to run every day, but it wasn't like, it was getting up early and barely having time, and it really made my life more hectic, to be honest with you. It wasn't that great. So yes, I can relate to all of that, Jamie. I totally can relate to all of that. And I think what changed for me is that I realized that balance is not a real thing. It's kind of a myth. And I've taken, and motivation is a myth too, by the way, while we're at myths. But I've kind of taken the word balance out of my vocabulary, and I've replaced it with the word harmony, because that I can get behind. Do you guys, is that making any sense to you? I feel like I'm just talking at you. Because I don't know everything. I'm just saying this has worked for me. But to talk more about harmony in my life, and I learned a very important phrase in the last year, and I started using it because I'd heard it before. The words are no thank you. I've started saying no more. I used to say yes to everything. If somebody asked me to do something, I'd say yes. Somebody asked me to do a play date, I'd say yes. And then I was so drained. I was giving all of my energy to all these different things that were not really in the end filling my cup or making my family life more harmonious. I just said yes because I felt like I had to. But I've learned to say no thank you, and it's been a very, very powerful thing for me. And that doesn't mean I don't say yes, you know, even if I don't know, that doesn't mean I always say no. That just means I really look at the situation. Like last week, a friend of mine was in charge of an activity at church, and she does a fantastic job at these activities. I mean, she is creative and just knocks my socks off, because it's just not a talent that I know we're all guilty of not saying no enough. I think that it takes a lot of practice, and you know, I'm 36 now, so I've kind of decided I've got to start saying it. But back to my friend, she's so sweet and she's so creative, and she does these wonderful things for our women at church. And she needed a lesson taught on cleaning with lemons, and she called me and asked me if I would do it. Now, I don't clean with lemons. If I was going to do it, I could have said yes. I could have researched it. I could have helped her out and said yes. But I told her no. And she wasn't mad at me, guys. She found someone else who, like, literally knew what they were talking about and did an awesome job. And truth is, I didn't even go to the activity because it was the night before I was to fly out. I had to get up at 2 o'clock in the morning on Friday, and this activity was Thursday night. So imagine if I had said yes, I would have spent hours during the week that I didn't really have preparing something because I didn't know what I was talking about, and I'd have to figure it out as I went along. I'd be at the activity till late. I'd get home late. I'd have to get up at 2 in the morning, and it really wasn't a good fit. So I said no, and she wasn't mad at me, guys. She still likes me. She's still my friend, you know, but I don't say no all the time, but I just look at the situation. Hey there, Sage. And I decide when I say no, you know? I just said no like 4 different ways and 4 different times. We just read a Dr. Seuss book, so my brain is kind of in this rhyming mode. Anyways, what else, guys? What do you struggle with? What is, oh, did you see that? more balanced in your life. Getting me time in. Let's go back to that. It's really hard to get me time in when you're a grown-up and you have responsibilities. For me, I had to make time. Because when people say they're too busy, we're all too busy, guys. I've got 5 kids. I know what I'm talking about when I say I'm busy. But I kind of feel, I've read somewhere recently that when people say I'm busy, it's like the new I'm fine. Like, you're not really fine, but you're just going to say you're fine. And maybe you're not really busy, you're just going to say you're busy, because to take on one more thing just feels like your world will crumble around you. Oh my goodness. I have totally felt that way, but somehow I'm on the PTO. But I'm actually excited about the PTO because I need to be more involved with my kids' school. I'm going to have 4 kids there next year, so, you know, it's now or never, right? Anyways, you know, I think about my chickens, right? They spend all day, they're getting in my neighbor's yard. Look at her, she's such a stinker. I'm going to have to go fix that. They just hang out and eat and chat at each other and lay eggs, and, you know, they don't worry about being busy, and they don't worry about balance. They just live their life. And one thing I've started to do is I've just started to be a little bit more unapologetic for who I am and what is important to me, and to really say, okay, well, if this is important to me, then that's where I should be spending most of my time. Hey, Karina. Hey, Kayla. Hey, Amy. Oh my goodness. Hi, everybody. But I just, you know, I try not to use the excuse I'm busy, because I'm not. I mean, I am. Some days I don't even sit down, but I like it that way. First of all, guys, let's just talk about energy and personality. There are some of us who, you know, they do one thing a day and they're wiped out. Hey there, Amy. You know, but then there are people like me who, if I don't do enough in a day, then I feel wiped out. It's like the opposite. Isn't that weird? But if I feel like I haven't accomplished something every day, then I feel drained. It's a very bizarre thing. And that's why being a mom was a very hard transition for me, from coming from a professional world where I was productive all day long and felt productive and felt like I could see the productivity. When you're a mom, you're productive, but you don't always see the productivity. You've all been there. You wash all the dishes in the sink, and then you come back and there's more dishes in the sink. And you're like, how the heck did those dishes get there? I just did that. Or the laundry. Oh, don't even get me started on the laundry. But you know, sometimes it's hard to rate your productivity as a mom. So you feel kind of like, what did I do all day? And for a long time, I felt like I had to justify to my husband, not because he was asking me to justify, he's awesome, but because I felt like I had to prove that I had done something during the day. And so I would say like, oh, well, guess what I did today? I cleaned 3 bathrooms and I did this and I did that, like trying to prove to myself that I was productive. And it was exhausting. And I would feel bad if I felt like I didn't do enough. And that was draining. So all of a sudden now I'm way out of harmony, because we're not using the word balance anymore. I'm feeling sorry for myself. I've had no time to myself. And you just kind of get yourself in this rut, you know, and a lot of us, me included, here comes my Weston. He's mad at his sister. We'll see what he wants when he gets down here. Me included, used food. I used food to feel better. Treats, cookies. I would bake. Guys, you wouldn't believe it but I literally would buy, like, how much butter is in a container? There's 4 sticks. What is that? A pound? 2 pounds of butter? How much is that? I would buy like 4 of those every 2 weeks at the grocery store because I was going through it that fast. Baking. Guys, it was so bad. I buy like 1 now. So I've definitely improved with my relationship with food. But you know, I really do want you guys to get out of your own heads. 1 pound. Okay, so I would buy 4 pounds of butter every week and it would be gone. Because I love to bake and I love to eat, and that's what I did to feel better. It was not awesome. It was not awesome for my arteries, I'm sure. They are thankful now that I don't do that anymore. But, you know, I guess what I just really wanted to get across, because this has just been on my mind so much, is that we need to quit beating ourselves up, as women especially. Men don't do this. I talked to my husband and he's like, I don't understand why you feel bad about that. And I I don't know how he can do that. I'm so impressed that he can just really let things roll off of him. He is my hero in that regard. But hey Kimberly, oh, you're about to have your big old retreat. I'm so excited. I've been seeing posts about it. Oh my goodness. I hope you girls have the best time. Oh my goodness. You guys have the best time. Oh, and there's another, hey Kelly. So, I want us as moms to quit beating ourselves up, okay? Quit saying we're busy because we're not busy. We're just overwhelmed. And let's do something about it, okay? Let's find something to fill our cups, okay? For me, filling my cup comes at 5 o'clock in the morning, which might sound ridiculous to a lot of you. But at 5 o'clock in the morning, I am alone, okay? It is my time. My husband gets up too because he works out in the morning, but he's in the garage and I'm in the living room, and we get to see each other, and it's just enough. And then I get my time. I read my scriptures. I read a great book that makes my head get in the game for the day. Thanks, Amy. You're so sweet. My head gets in the game for the day. I get a workout in. My endorphins are running. And then my kids start coming downstairs. And instead of waking up grouchy that they woke me up and starting the day off on the wrong side of the bed, because that is what I used to do, I start my day off ready. I'm ready for the day. I've had my time. And then I can give the rest of my time to my kids, and then I make time for my business because that's important to me, to be involved and engaged with others. It goes back to feeling like I need to be productive probably, and feel like I'm making a genuine impact. And so I run my business throughout the day in pockets of time. Then my kids come home from school and all heck breaks loose. You guys know what I'm talking about. But we manage to get through homework and soccer, and I only do one thing at a time too. Maybe I'm lucky because my kids aren't super big yet, but we do one thing at a time. We're not going somewhere different every day. I could not do that, you guys. I don't know how people do that. And I think those are the people who feel out of balance, which we're not using, who are not harmonious because they're just stretched way too thin. So again, learn to say no. Learn to say no and find time. If me time is really important to you, you will make the time. You will make the time. You'll get up early. You'll stay up late. You'll do it during the baby's nap. You'll make the baby have quiet time. You'll find a way to get it in if it's important to you. And I'll be honest, TV used to be really important to me. Hey there, Heather. Hey, Jennifer. I would binge watch TV. I'm the kind of girl who, if I get into a show, we're watching the first through the last episode, and we are just going to commit. Okay? I commit. Go big or go home. If you know anything about energy profiling, I'm a type 3 if it wasn't obvious. But go big or go home. That's my motto pretty much with everything. But now, guys, I don't watch TV. Not that much. Jared and I do watch TV every night. That's kind of like our time together. We hang out, we catch an episode of something funny to kind of laugh our butts off. And then we read together and we hang out together, and then we go to bed by 9:30. It's thrilling, I'm telling you. But this has been so good for me because I made the time. Okay, instead of watching an hour and a half of TV every night, I watch 30 minutes and I put that hour somewhere else. Whether it's with my kids, because we do special night at night, where one kid a week gets, each kid gets one night a week, just one-on-one with me and their dad. So 30 minutes is now going there instead of the TV, because I say that it's important to me to spend time and connect with my kids, so I better spend time and connect with my kids. And it can't happen when the TV's on, or when I'm trying to rush them off to bed. So guys, get behind me on this. Let's start a movement. Moms of the world, unite. We are not fine. We're not busy. We are doing our stinking best. We're going to cut ourselves a break. We're going to find time every day for balance. We're going to do something that gets our head in the game so that we can just be the best version of ourselves and be what we need to be for the people who we say are most important to us. Our families, right? And I get my head in the game by reading something, listening to something, reading something. I'm always trying to uplift myself because I need it. I need that. I need that energy because it is about energy. And if you're not bringing in good vibes, then good vibes can't come out. I believe in this stuff. It sounds crazy, but for example, you need to put it out. I pray, okay? But if you believe in the universe, whatever you believe in. But like, this is a silly example, but if God cares about a Vitamix, he most certainly cares about you, okay? I really wanted a Vitamix. It's a blender. Do you guys know about these blenders? They're amazing. And I don't have one, and I don't have $400. And so I just said out loud in my kitchen, probably 6 weeks ago, I am going to get a Vitamix. Okay, I did. I said this. Is this not ridiculous? And I am not joking when I tell you that within 2 weeks, a good friend of mine approached me, hey Lois, and says to me, hey, I have an extra Vitamix. Would you like it? Okay, first of all, who has an extra Vitamix? Only my friend, because she's the most amazing person in the world. And oh my goodness, it worked for a Vitamix. So if you want, your life to be better, put it out there. Say something, do something, and you're going to get your Vitamix, your proverbial Vitamix, right? Now I have a Vitamix, and it is as awesome as they say. And I already love my friend, but now, I owe her big time. So, guys, let's do it. We can do this together. We can find the time. We can make the time to be the best version of ourselves. Thank you for being with me today. I really appreciate it. I'm thinking of making chicken chat like a regular thing, although they've totally hijacked my neighbor's flower beds. Can you see them? They're like burying themselves in there. I'm going to have to go fix that and go get my rake, which I really don't have time for, but I'll make time because I want my neighbors to like me. But you guys, thank you for being here with me today. Thank you for sticking with me and listening. I hope that I've said something that has uplifted you and added value. If this is something that you struggle with, this is something that I really hit hard in the groups that I run every month. Mindset is everything. And it really is only the beginning to kind of living your best life. And it's something that I really address in my accountability groups. And there's still room. We're starting a new one next week. If you want to jump in, I would love to have you. I think we could do some really great things. You can comment below if you want more information, or send me a private message if that's more comfortable. But again, thanks for being here, and I love you guys. Have a great day.